horror night. Ha 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 ha.
I once worked in a ward that had a patient who was a psychic or a medium. We had a bit of a laugh with her as she was in the ward for a while because she'd had a stroke which affected her mobility, and she would do readings for the staff from time to time. I took it all as just a bit of fun until one chilling evening that I'll never forget. It was about 11:30 p.m. She pressed her nurse call buzzer and told us to check on a patient in a side room. She said he was dead. We went to check and sure enough, found that the gentleman had passed on. Later on in the morning, when we had the courage, we asked our psychic patient how she had known. She told us she had seen him coming out of his room, obviously distressed. The man was not a solid figure, but it was as if she could see right through him. She realized he had passed and had to explain to him what had happened and help him to go to the light. Now, I am not a believer, but that gave me the creeps. No more shortcuts. I worked in a pediatric hospital and had always heard that the fourth floor right outside our oncology unit was haunted. I had never believed it, but I can't forget that chilling night. I worked 3 12-hour shifts normally but would pick up overtime and picked up a night shift. I was working in the NICU, which happened to also be on the 4th floor but on the opposite side. The oncology unit had a staircase that was a short cut down to the cafeteria, which was on the 2nd floor. At about 3 a.m., I was ready to take a short break and wanted a cup of coffee from the cafeteria, so I decided to take that staircase. I walked through the automatic double doors and saw a small child skipping down the hall. Not wanting him to get in trouble, I called out to him as I was afraid a little kid had snuck out of a patient room. As soon as I called out to him, he turned and, in the blink of an eye, totally vanished. A lot of other nurses and doctors had seen the same little kid skipping in that same hallway. Of course, I brushed it off to just exhaustion and didn't really think about it much after that. But I for sure didn't use that hallway at night ever again. Old Changi Hospital. This story took place during my army days couple of years back. 12 of us from the same camp shared the same interest in exploring haunted places and looking for ghosts. We went to places such as Lim Chu Kang Chinese Cemetery and Mount Pleasant Cemetery in the dead of night for that adrenaline rush. Fortunately, I did not encounter anything strange, till we decided to explore the old Changi Hospital. The old Changi Hospital has since been renovated into a spanking new hospital. However, before that it was just an old, abandoned, dirty and run-down building. For those who have been there, you would know what I mean. This group of friends and I attended a campmate's birthday party at a chalet nearby, and someone suggested that we check out old Changi Hospital since we were already there. We left the party at around 11 p.m. and proceeded to our destination. When we reached there, we followed one of my friends who had been there before. We entered through a side gate leading to a small entrance of the building. When we reached the first staircase landing, that friend suggested that we go up to the highest level and walk along the corridors to the other end of the building. We followed the plan. While we were walking along the corridors, many of us strayed into some of the rooms to peek at its decay. Thus we did not exactly walk in an orderly manner, with people falling behind and overtaking me constantly. There were about 17 or 18 of us, since some friends had brought their girlfriends along, and I did not really remember who were around me. When you are nervous and scared, you do not really pay attention to these details. Eventually we reached the end of the corridor and I heard my friend's instruction to take the stairs to the 1st floor. Those in the front started to descend the stairs and I followed suit. I think I was one of the few who were at the back of the group, thus I just descended without paying attention to the level. I thought just follow the person in front of me and I should exit at the correct level. And quad. For those who have been there, you would know that the stairs lead all the way from the top level down to the basement levels. I just continued going down level after level, and between each level you had to go down 2 flights of stairs. After descending the first you had to make a U-turn and descend another before reaching the next level. I saw someone in front of me in a white t-shirt going down the stairs, thus I followed. As I descended the first flight of stairs and was about to U-turn to go down the next, my friends called out to me. I looked up and saw all of them standing at the top. I turned to look at which level I was going and it clearly stated B1. "Where are you going?" asked one of my friends. I did not say anything and just climbed up the stairs to meet with them before exiting the building. I did not mention anything about it, as the old folks always said that if you were to encounter something strange or supernatural, do not talk about it immediately at the location. Just act like you do not know anything. So the question till plagues me till today: who was the person I was following down to B1? Alexandra Hospital. This story I'm going to tell you guys is what I heard from my dad some 16 years ago. My dad used to work as a boilerman at Alexandra Hospital, which was then located beside Queensway Shopping Center. My mom and I used to visit him at work, as she would bring him food when he has to work the double shift. It was a freaky place if you ask me. One night, my dad came home at about 1 a.m. after covering a shift for his colleague. I was still awake but lying down on my bed trying to get to sleep. As usual, He took a shower and sat down to have his hot tea that my mom prepared for him, and he had a chat with my mom. I overheard all this from my room. Dear, just now as I was preparing to go home. While changing, I saw something perched like a huge bird on top of the bin that they throw women placenta after birth, which was near the mortuary. I ignored it, but when I was walking to get my car that was parked close to it, I had a good look and I saw the pretty lady perched on the side of the bin and eating the placenta. He rushed into his car, and as he was driving off, the thing sorta like glided alongside and went upwards into the dark sky. I was freaked out when I heard it and closed my room window and went straight to sleep. Thank you to all for dropping by YouTube channel. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button to be the first to be notified of new videos. Also hit the share button if you like what you are listening to.